A quiet evening was settling over the busy street when an innocent orange cat slowly tried to cross the road looking for food, but before he could reach the other side a fast-moving car came rushing through and struck the little cat with a harsh impact that sent him rolling onto the cold rough ground, and within seconds the people standing nearby stopped in shock and ran toward the helpless cat who lay trembling in pain, unable to move even his tail, and the crowd around him grew as more people noticed the injured creature lying in the middle of the road breathing heavily with his tiny eyes half closed, and one of the men immediately pulled out his phone and called the animal rescue team, explaining the situation in a worried voice, while others gently tried to keep the traffic away so no vehicle would hit the cat again, and all they could hear was the painful soft breathing of the wounded orange cat who was clearly fighting for his life. And after a few minutes that felt like hours, the rescue team's van arrived with flashing lights, and the rescuers quickly stepped out carrying medical kits and a soft stretcher, and they moved carefully toward the cat, assessing his injuries, which were severe on his legs and side, and they gently placed him onto the stretcher, trying not to cause him more pain as the people around watched with heavy hearts, hoping the cat would survive. And the rescue team carried the stretcher toward the van and laid the cat inside, securing him for emergency transport. And while the van started moving toward the animal hospital, one rescuer checked the cat's breathing and cleaned the bleeding wounds to stop further damage, and the cat let out a faint cry showing how much pain he was enduring, but the rescuers stayed calm and comforting, knowing every second counted. And after a short yet intense ride, the van reached the animal hospital, where another team of veterinarians rushed out to receive the injured orange cat, and he was quickly moved into the treatment room where bright lights shone over his wounded body as the doctors began examining him carefully, checking for broken bones, internal injuries and bleeding, and they immediately began cleaning his wounds, stitching the deeper cuts and bandaging his legs while giving him pain relief so he could finally rest from the suffering. And even though his condition was critical, the hospital staff worked tirelessly, doing everything they could to save the innocent animal who had gone through so much pain in just a few minutes. And as the night grew darker, the cat was kept under observation with warm blankets around him and machines monitoring his breathing and heartbeat, and the doctors continued checking on him throughout the night, giving him fluids and ensuring he remained stable while hoping he would recover from the trauma. And early in the morning, the injured orange cat finally opened his eyes a little, the first tiny sign that he was still fighting to live, and the staff felt relieved seeing him respond even though he was weak and tired from his injuries, and they continued to care for him with patience and love, knowing he needed time to heal. And over the next few days the cat slowly began to show progress. He started moving his paws slightly and lifting his head, although the pain was still visible in his eyes, and the hospital staff made sure he received proper treatment, warm food and gentle care every single hour. And as days passed, the orange cat began regaining strength, though he still had bandages on his legs and side, but he was no longer trembling in fear like the day of the accident, and slowly he started sitting up on his own, watching the people around him with calm, trusting eyes, knowing that he was safe and being cared for. And after many days of continuous care, the cat finally stood on his feet, though weakly, and walked a few steps, showing everyone that his recovery was real, and the staff cheered softly knowing their hard work had saved a precious life. And after full recovery, the orange cat was finally strong enough to leave the hospital and return to a safe life away from the dangers of the road, and his journey from being hit by a speeding car to receiving love, care and treatment became a reminder that every life matters, and with kindness even the most painful moments can turn into hope.